is happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am JJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dub. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
JJ Wang, week 8. It was a weird week. That's why the theme of this is like scary Halloween kind of theme works out almost spectacularly for this week because everything's kind of pooey.
Yes, everything went kind of pooey, and then my fantasy teams will actually win. So I guess that's how I need things to go for me to actually have a good week. I need it to go scary pooey just for me in order for me to succeed here. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I was just like, man, there's some weird games, weird performances. I do have some more surefire wastes for the end of the show, but it was just, but really probably the biggest kicker of the week, the biggest kick in the butt of the week is for the Minnesota Vikings. Good old Kirk Cousins having a stellar year, and it's supposedly torn Achilles as of our recording. That will end his year, and gosh, it's almost November. Like, he doesn't run a lot, so he'll probably start next year. He's not a running back, so he'll be okay.
I mean, maybe we'll see how the Aaron Rodgers things goes. I mean, if Kirk
True.
Cousins wants to go the exact same route Aaron Rodgers went, then
8 years younger, though, isn't he?
Kirk Cousins is a little younger, so it might work out even better for him. But I mean, these guys are still older. Achilles is tough. Like, neither one of them run a whole lot. But yeah, it sucks. Cousins was doing what Cousins does, and you hate to have a valuable fantasy asset go down in flames.
Well, then that begs everybody's real question. Well, number one, what are the chances that they might go, hey, Justin Jefferson, who wants to hang out on the sidelines for a little bit longer this year?
I mean, maybe. I mean, really, who knows? I mean, maybe they make it. Maybe they try to make a trade at the deadline and try to replace what they have. But I mean, they really wasn't winning anyway. So
Jacoby Brissett, supposedly Jaron Hall had a whopping 4 passes for 23 yards. Does that make you, the last real tidbit from this, does that make you more likely to trade for or trade away Justin Jefferson for the rest of the season? And Hawkinson even at that, or do we got to hold tight and see what happens?
I mean, if you could probably, like I said, I kind of probably maybe wait until they see if they make a trade. But I mean, that's what everybody else is doing. But I don't think their performance is going to be as good as it is with Kirk Cousins. But you lose a top 12, top 5. I don't want to say top 5 fantasy quarterback, but a pretty high fantasy quarterback. I mean, it's going to hurt a lot of people.
He was that guy that you yuckily had, but loved when you had him, and then you're like, wow, how did I do that? It was just pretty good. So we're recording this the week of Halloween. This year it's a Sunday night, and we're not going to put on face paint and stuff, but I created brand new drops for us to get through. So you'll see our pretty regular faces. Actually, these are masks, I think, that we are wearing as we go into it. But here's a little trick or treat for you. Scary good and scary bad.
Fantastic job. Good thing you got a theater background. I mean, you got me.
Gotta use it for something.
Who would come in this much handy? But yeah, scary good, scary bad. So we'll go with Thursday night. I'm just gonna go through game by game, pick one or the other, maybe both. Scary good, scary. Just see how it goes. So I'm gonna go with the Bills here. Dalton Kincaid, another scary good game. So is Dalton Kincaid a top 12 tight end going forward, experiencing the tight end landscape? Or is our confidence high?
Yeah, that was his launching pad, and then for the time being, and we'll see what they decide to do. Dawson Knox might have. There's going to be a couple guys this week that might have injured themselves out of a starting role, or Diministra. I mean, he'll be at his peak, I think, for the next couple weeks when Knox comes back. We'll see. But I think for now, yeah, top 12. I mean, it looks like Allen hasn't thrown to the tight end, and all of a sudden, Fladau.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, maybe he's finally starting to feel that. So does this give you confidence that maybe he's the best rookie tight end, or is it still Sam Laporta?
I'm a
All right.
Laporta man.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's getting closer though. Like the gap was extreme, and now he shows he can play football. So I'm in.
Yeah, hey, all happy. Um, so next game, Jets and Giants. This is all scary bad, pretty much. I mean, there's a couple of good performances, but really bad. The Giants injuries, Waller goes down, Tyrod goes down. The Jets, I mean, Garrett Wilson had a decent game. Brees Hall got a long touchdown. So what I'm going with here is Saquon Barkley is pretty much will get all the workload, right? He had 36 carries, so he's going to get as much as he can handle. So are we going with Saquon Barkley or Brees Hall, a better RB for the rest of the year?
Um, Getting all the carries doesn't mean you're going to be spectacular. I mean, they let DeVito throw the ball 2 times, and both of those were on the last, or I think they were both on the last possession. No, the 2 completions. So it's 2 completions out of 7 passes. Most of those were on the last possession. It was bad. They were like, "Here, Saquon, go." Here's, I mean, he averaged 3.6 with a 36 long, but I'm a Brees. I hate to like Brees Hall more. The Jet. Saquon. I want to say Brees so bad, but the Jets are just terrible, and they got better defenses. I think is where I'm going to have to fall.
Well, since I'm the biased fantasy football player here, I will say Brees Hall for you. Since I like Brees Hall
I don't.
better, and I just
I,
and I just hope he does better. So I don't want to root against him in any way.
but he had
Um,
1.4 per carry. That worries me
yeah, yeah, it wasn't good by any stretch of the
against
means.
the stellar Giants D.
But luckily, I mean, he can catch the ball, so that's good for him.
Yeah.
Next up, we're gonna go Jags and Steelers here. So this is my first for or faux real. Travis Etienne RB1. Is that for real or is that faux real?
You mean RB1?
Like RB1.
No, it's faux real because Christian McCaffrey is still alive. He's still eating, breathing, and alive. ETN top 5, maybe top 3. Yeah. Not number 1 until Christian McCaffrey's legs fall out or he's injured for a year. Nope.
All right, moving over to the Steelers. Pickett gets hurt. Mitch Trubisky comes in. Does anything change fantasy wise with the players? Maybe he goes up a little bit, but do you see any regression or maybe a little more
I
positive?
wish I had the exact stats, but Deontay Johnson got a ton of targets, and I'm assuming they are from Mitch Trubisky. I didn't. I was scanning games a lot, jumping around, so I don't have a breakdown of that. But I'm assuming a lot of them from Trubisky. So if you're a Johnson owner or you got him off the waiver wire, boop boop, then yeah, I think
Yeah,
it helps him. But otherwise, no, they still aren't that good.
yeah, I agree. Nothing pretty much changes. As much as I like Pickett, he just hasn't been very good.
The Jags were
Trubisky's,
terrible too. Let's be honest
yeah.
here.
I mean, Jags. I mean, for the
Other
Jags
than
keep
the end,
winning. The Jags
yeah.
keep winning, but somehow they're just not really all that impressive. Eagles Commanders, I mean, pretty much the same thing we talk about. The Eagles are awesome. So the only thing that I got here that's maybe a little bit, and I'm going to have to go back to Sam Howell, a huge performance, almost 400 yards. It's insane. So I'll just continue this. Sam Howell being a top 12 quarterback. I mean, are you starting him in one quarterback leagues if you got him? Not yet.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde going on here in honor of Halloween. I mean, this is a beautiful game, but I think the Eagles defense is showing. We thought it was a good defense, but I mean, apparently the Commanders can beat the Dolphins based upon last week's performance. So but yeah, I didn't see this coming. But how much they had that good last couple touchdowns there at the end, but it was a closer game than it should have been. I mean, this was a scoring feast for guys you played. But yeah, Sam Howell, he's on the cusp, but in bye weeks, he's going to be a good bye week fill in with the upcoming bye weeks. He's still scary.
Oh yeah,
He's up and down, up and down.
yeah. Absolutely. And just shout out to a scary good week from my boy Jahan Dotson. He's he's still alive, man. He
Wow, where'd
is
that come from? Is that more
still alive.
receptions than he had the last month, maybe, and
Yeah, I
yards?
mean,
Pretty
I guess
close.
when you're throwing for 400 yards, I mean, there's only
Oh,
so many guys you can throw to. He's got to be one of them. So scary good performance there.
who was the number
Probably
two
not.
receiver for the Commanders?
Yeah, not probably not going to continue though. Going to the Rams and the Cowboys. We
Ooh,
finally get a good game from CD Lamb. This is what I've been waiting for all year. It really hasn't happened. He hasn't been that top guy. like I thought it was going to. And switching over to the other side, we got Matthew Stafford. I don't want to say he's been scary bad, but he hasn't been like the Stafford of normal. So with him trying to support two wide receivers that we both think are really good because he's not throwing for that many yards, are you more confident in CD Lamb finishing higher than both of these guys? Correct.
Oh, I have always been more confident in CeeDee
Yeah.
Lamb. I mean, I love those two guys more because
Yeah.
I just don't want to root for Cowboy. But CeeDee Lamb is, I think, talent wise, top five easy. He's just not been consistent. Well, he's following Dak. I mean, how are the Cowboys 5-2? We've talked about how bad they've been, but they're 5-2. Holy moly!
Yeah, but speaking of scary bad, Tony Pollard, right? Not been as good as we were hoping. I thought maybe him getting that starting job would look, but the running game has not been effective. I don't really at all this year.
I was never high. I put him there because I had to and things. I wasn't. I thought he needed that second back, and I think he would benefit if they'd had a power back and left him in his role like a Kamara kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. We have Vikings and Packers. We already talked about Kirk Cousins. It definitely hurts Jordan Addison, right? He was finally coming into his own, and now it's just scary bad outlook for Jordan Addison. I'm going over to the Packers. They got three young wide receivers. So you got Romeo Doubs, who we both like, Christian Watson, who I think we're both on the fence, and then we got the rookie Jaden Reed. I know you're a Dubs guy, however you want to say it. I'm guessing you're still on board with him being the best out of the trio.
For fantasy right now, because he's getting the stinking touchdowns. He's not doing that great. I mean, his touchdowns are. He's like a tight end. Yeah. I mean, he's really only getting what 8. He got 18 today. I think it was like 20 couple the other week. Not a lot. And then sneaky touchdown there towards that is saving his days. If he doesn't get this touchdown, the dude has 18 yards or whatever minus the touchdown, but the dude has less than 20 yards. So I love Dobbs, but his target share is still great. He's still getting 9 targets. So once it's a Jordan Love thing, or is Dobbs drop? Like they don't have drops here. What I'm looking at, but he's getting the targets. So of them, Christian Watson is closer this week. He got 8. So you're just rolling the dice on him for that touchdown because
rolling the dice. Yeah, whoever. I mean, if you got him on your team, I don't know if you're really going to start. If you really want to start any of them, if you can get away with it,
I haven't started him for a while.
Yeah, just going to avoid the whole situation. And I guess the most surprising game of the day that I didn't see this game until I came home from soccer and then I seen the first highlights and I was like, wow, we're gonna go to Atlanta and Tennessee. Rocking the old school Houston Oilers jerseys. Evidently was a big controversy from JJ Watt. Really didn't think they should be wearing those in Tennessee, but it's neither here nor there. So my next for real or faux real here is the Will Levis to DeAndre Hopkins connection. Is this for real or is this so real?
Am I allowed to say? I have no clue. I literally everywhere in the national football, any fantasy team I had, I started the Atlanta Falcons defense, expecting Willis to do something stupid, and he did. Expecting Levis to throw some interceptions, and he did not. I don't know. I mean, we're going to find out because they play the Steelers, who are okay-ish. They play the Buccaneers. They get playing 2 okay-ish, could be decent defenses coming up. Then the Jaguars, who are okay-ish on defense. The Panthers, who are terrible on defense. The Colts are okay-ish on defense. The Dolphins, who are terrible on defense. The Texans. This could be for – if you look at their schedule, they don't play another – good defense. They play the Jags twice. They run against the Dolphins and they're on ESPN against the Dolphins. How about that? Will Levis in prime time against Tua. Yeah, but he was a better quarterback today too. I don't know. I really I hope so because I got him in a couple of places. I'll say for real. I'll go on record for real. And if he does it, I'll eat a banana on show at the end of the year.
All right, there you go, man. Not only, we're hoping for DeAndre. I thought DeAndre Hopkins was toast. I guess you just need a quarterback with a big arm to throw it down the field, and I guess it's.
He looked good. I had the game in the 4 view that YouTube does, and that was where my other view was on commercials. I go up. I just wanted to watch him play since I got him in those few leagues I talked about this summer. And I was like, man, he he had one ball that laid. Who did he throw? I forget who he threw it to. It might have been Burks, and he laid that ball. It was probably 40 yards down in Burks' hand. The Atlanta guy came in and punched it out at Burks, or else he'd had another 40-yard bomb down the field. And it was beautiful. It wasn't on him. It was just great defense on yeah, he looked really good. I was surprised.
Yeah. Next game we got Patriots and Dolphins. Not a whole lot here. Patriots suck. Dolphins look the same. The only difference is Jalen Waddle made an appearance. So I know you're biased here. You're a Dolphins fan. Who's the better wide receiver two, Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith?
It's this season. It's been Jalen Waddle. Like I've looked at Smith, and I usually have them moving around, but if for the season, I mean, Smith finally had a decent game today, but Waddle crushed him this week. Waddle was injured, so they're probably closer in yards total. I don't have it in front of me, but Jalen Waddle right now is better because A.J. Brown's getting everything, and then he's getting that, and then they might throw to Smith if they need to. But yeah, I think it's spread even. Like he got one less target than Tyreek. So
I hope it works out. I mean, I've been waiting for Waddle to kind of break out. Hopefully, it finally happens. We got Saints and Colts, high scoring game. I guess the biggest scary good. I mean, it's scary and it's good all at the same time. Is Taysom Hill a thing again, or are we doing this again?
Did you not read the trade for candidates from DJ Dove this week? Taysom Hill. Trade 4 was my guy this week that I said it's finally I got one right. I bombed everything else this week, but I got that one right. But it looks like they're realizing for them to be successful, he's got to be somewhere in the offense. So he's a thing again.
He was evidently the running back this week. Last week he was the tight end, plays quarter. I mean, it's crazy that this guy made. I mean, kudos to him. I mean, he's staying relevant. Being Taysom Hill, I mean,
too. This would be a fun. Most guys have to learn one thing. He gets to do. He's pretty much doing whatever. It sounds like it'd be a fun role. It'd be frustrating because he wants to be a quarterback, but it would be fun looking back at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do to stay in the NFL, man. Do your thing. Staying in the same game, I got a scary bet. I'm going to go with Chris Olave. Been a big disappointment over the year. And his teammate Rashid Shaheed. I don't want to say good, but he's kind of a boomer bust. So would you rather have the boom bust potential of Rashid Shaheed, or would you just start Olave?
Well, even his busts are as good as Olave's 5 for 46. So Rashid usually gets 1 for 40, or today 3 for $153. So you knew I was on the Shaheed train. I got him. I don't know if anybody else has him in my leagues. I think there's a couple. I traded him a couple places, but I didn't expect this. Did you know Lynn Bowden Jr. plays for the Saints? I saw him in a highlight, giving him a high five. That's all I know. But
I didn't know I'd rather in the NFL.
I'd rather have Shaheed, but I would trade away Olave if you still can. Get something for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. And you know what? Olave was my trade away candidate this week. Trade him while he got arrested, so somebody will think he's worth nothing.
There you go. You're killing it. You're on fire.
Damn.
Going to the next game, battle of the rookie quarterbacks, Texans Panthers. We had Bryce Young looking better than C.J. Stroud. Now, over the season, C.J. Stroud has looked better than Bryce Young head to head. It was the opposite. So who are you with going forward? Are you Stroud, the best rookie, or Bryce Young?
I'm still with Stroud. The game looked terrible. It was just a horrible, horrible game. I was trying to watch it because I was excited to watch these two guys go head to head. Which is funny, they never went head to head until now in football. They played AAU basketball together all the time, and they still train together and stuff. But this is the first time they've played. But it was a terrible game. The Texans looked flat. The Panthers didn't look much better. They just got the win barely, and Bryce Young's stats are better. But as a whole right now, I mean, C.J. Stroud's professional, his resume is better. So for now, I mean, I'm a C.J. Stroud guy. Bryce Young, I liked both of them more than I was splitting hairs with those guys. I wasn't a Richardson guy. And so far,
C.J. Stroud does have a little better of a team. His receivers are a little bad. Thielen is okay, but I think the team overall is a little better. That'll help out a little bit.
He'll grow better.
All right, so I got two games here. I got Browns, Seahawks. I got Ravens, Cardinals. So I'm gonna go with Kareem Hunt and I'm gonna go Gus Edwards. Both of them seem to be the RB one of their teams right now. I mean, who would you prefer to start going into next week?
The Browns are bad. The Browns are bad, so I'm gonna go with Gus because the Ravens are better. Kareem Hunt's gonna get his, but who's to know what buzzsaws they're gonna go through? If I can pull up the schedule, who they're gonna go through in the upcoming weeks. So next week I'll take Kareem Hunt. They're playing the Cardinals. In 2 weeks they're playing the Ravens. I'll take Gus. But I'd try to trade away both of them, to be honest, because they're at a high right now. But I still think it's Gus Edwards because he's on a more running center, a better team. I think it just makes it easier. And he got three
Yeah,
touchdowns.
but it's kind of hard to trade running backs that you know are going to get carries in this time. This time of year
Oh, you
when
got to give him. Yeah.
everybody's hurt. I mean, you kind of need them when you kind of need them to come through for you. I mean,
I
at this
mean,
point, you got to
Amari
come.
DeMarcado had a better week than Kareem Hunt if he'd had one touchdown.
Yeah,
I think
I feel like that kind of saves Kareem Hunt a lot. I feel like he gets a lot of
that's
shorter touchdowns.
yeah. Gus had I mean Gus 3 touchdowns. He wins. That's all I got.
Yeah. Next game, we have 49ers, Bengals. 49ers are
Here,
self-destructing here. So my last for real here. The last few weeks, Brock Purdy not look good. So is this Brock Purdy for real or is it for real? And maybe he'll resort back to 21 or the first 10, 12 game Brock Purdy.
I'm gonna say faux real. I think he just had a scary bad game to play with the make believe thing.
Very bad, man.
I mean, because the Bengals are playing so much better. We knew this was going to happen. They could not be as bad as what we saw earlier. Their defense is killing it and crushing it. And Brock Purdy just wanted to keep giving them the ball. On that last possession, I think he got intercepted holding or something, intercepted roughing the passer. Then he fumbled at the next play. Like he just wanted to give them the ball. So 3 turnovers makes for a terrible day. And I mean, Trey Lance is laughing his way as he watched his team win today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we
Was leading rusher though.
said it a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of laughed at it a little bit. Maybe Debo Samuel is the guy that gets that offense going. Ever since he's been out, they have been struggling. That's when the losing started when Debo went out. So maybe
And
that's
George Kittle didn't kill it. George Kittle and Ayuk both killed it today.
yeah, they killed it, and they still end
They
up
still
losing. All right, last game I got the Chiefs. I just want to talk about the Chiefs. Chiefs offense did not look good. So are we out on the Chiefs offense when Taylor Swift is not in attendance?
So today, the Denver Broncos played a football game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and in attendance was Patrick Mahomes and Isaiah Pacheco and Russell Wilson. The Chiefs just didn't play well. Patrick Mahomes had the flu today. Maybe he shouldn't have played. He still threw for 241 yards and had 2 interceptions, so he just looked pretty crappy. And I guess the Broncos wanted this more. I refuse to acknowledge the existence of that human being. I talked to somebody at work. I said, you know what? You know why us football fans don't like her being on TV all the time? Imagine if you went to a Taylor Swift concert and the running back started running across there and playing football in the middle of the concert. It would drive you nuts. They're like, you're right.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan
No,
of it.
Travis Kelce still. I mean, he was not that. Like they just looked bad. It was
I
weird.
mean, yeah, it just doesn't look the same. I mean,
Mm-mm.
the receivers are struggling. I got to watch a good bit of the game, and yeah, Pat Mahomes maybe had the flu. He probably shouldn't have
Broncos
played,
weren't that
but
good.
they
The
did
Broncos
not.
defense.
The Chiefs offense did not look good in any stretch. So that's all I got.
I mean, Russell Wilson, 114 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was
That's
awful. It was awful.
it got me my fantasy points though.
It was awful.
Surefire waste of a touchdown.
Oh, some people. That was so we got something this week. Here we go. We are going to get an 8-yard touchdown pass for the Eagles from our boy Jalen Hurts to Devonta Smith. No, we realized he's not as good. Oh, with AJ Brown. Oh, look, it's 95-year-old Julio Jones. Who put them on their team? I'm sure you got picked up in every league, but who started him? Nobody. So that would make that a
Surefire waste of a touchdown. I didn't want to say it, but I mean, I mean, it didn't really, probably didn't help anybody out. But hey, Julio's back, man.
I love Julio. And that's more that's as many touchdowns as he got that one year, isn't it? Or he got two. He got two
Yeah.
that one year. I was gonna tie his best career year with that one. So
Who knows
we're
there, man?
in the same game. Sam Howell, 26-yard pass to Dotson? No. Oh, McLaurin? No. He threw that one to the number 2 yardage receiver of the day for the Washington Commanders. I didn't even realize he was back on the team. Jamison Crowder. What? He's back on their team? But yeah, that is definitely a
Surefire waste of a touchdown. I did not know that at all.
didn't either. I was like, man, I really had no clue he was back with the Commander. I was like, wow, that's impressive. So we're going to go. I get one Miami highlight. We have a 1-yard touchdown pass from Tua. It has to be to Waddle. No, he got his. No. Oh, Tyreek. Nope, he got his. Oh, Mostert. Nope. Wait, Cedric Wilson Jr.? How about that? 1-yard touchdown pass was a nice cut inside. Perfect lay-in right over the middle. But, yeah, nobody has him on their team unless they're in an all-Miami Dolphins team because that would be a
Surefire waste of a touchdown. I remember having him on my fantasy team for a couple weeks.
– what? As a Cowboy, though, right?
Yeah, as a Cowboy.
As a Cowboys, as a Dolphin, he's been diddly because as soon as they got him, I was like, yes. Tyreek Hill came, bye-bye. And that was pretty much the death of him. So let's go to the Battle of New York. We have a 6-yard touchdown run. With all that work, it has to be Saquon Barkley. Nope. Maybe Breida snaked one. No. Let's let Tommy DeVito run in a 6-yard run on 2 whole completions for the day to just ruin everybody's day because that team's going to be clobbered soon. Yeah. Anything that Tommy DeVito did, especially his touchdown, is a
Surefire waste of anything. But I mean, shout out to Tommy DeVito. I love that.
Who is
name,
Tommy
man.
DeVito?
I'm sure all of his mafia buddies made a killing off of this game.
His dad Danny and his twin Arnold, they just had a great thing.
Imagine, man, Uncle Arnold, are you coming to my game next week, man? What's up? Come on, man.
8-yard touchdown pass from Desmond Ritter. No. That's Taylor Heineke because Desmond Ritter was so bad he got pulled to Scotty Miller. Oh, no, now he's going by Scott Miller, who we thought played for the Buccaneers, but apparently he plays for the Falcons now. So it's not Drake London, definitely not Kyle Pitts because he's terrible. Not one of the running backs, but yeah, it's Scott Miller, 8-yard pass from Taylor. That's a double. That's a twofer right there. Two for
Surefire waste of a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean, I just can't understand this Falcons offense, man. I just don't get it.
So I was debating if I was going to. I don't think I can bring Bobo back. Can I? He's now a good player, isn't he?
But I mean, I feel like you could probably still use him if you needed him because we all know he's probably not. Nobody's really starting Bobo. But
I just want to acknowledge Bobo more or less.
I feel like if you need an additional,
there's never
surefire waste of a touchdown. I mean, I thought you could throw him in there, but also you don't want to overdo it.
I'm just gonna give my love then to Jake Bobo because it wasn't a receiving touchdown. Rushing touchdown by Jake Bobo. So you take it away from Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet's first game back.
Maybe Jake Bobo's the next Taysom Hill, man.
Maybe he is. But his brother in arms at surefire waste of a touchdown from Tennessee. Westbrook Kenny had a 33-yard pass from Bananarama, Mr. Coffee, Will Levis. Both of those. There's another twofer because nobody started either of those guys this week. People did pick up Will Levis, maybe just in case, but those would still be because do people have Nick Westbrook Kenny on the team?
Probably not.
But so that would make it a
surefire waste of a touchdown. So is he the greatest surefire waste of a touchdown entrant of all time?
He might have been on it every year. I really believe he might. I should go back.
Multiple times a year.
His 3 touchdowns a year might always make it because I picked him up 2 years ago, I think. So, but yeah, it's an interesting one to see him because he survives. 1-yard touchdown run for the Houston Texans. Damian Pierre, no. He did have it, but they called it back. Devin Singletary still in some. No. Andrew Beck? I think he's a fullback. Didn't know he existed. Congratulations on being a human, Andrew Beck. We are glad to know you exist. Your family is too. But right now, you're just nothing but a
Surefire ways of a touchdown. Yeah, the only Beck I know was the old Washington quarterback, John Beck. Remember
Ooh,
him?
I got Anthony Becht in my head, the
Oh,
WVU
Beck.
tight end. But no,
So
this
is
is
it
Beck.
Beck
It's
or
Beck. It's Beck like you're John Beck.
Beck?
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
My brain was going straight to Anthony. So we have a 33-yard pass from Gardner Minshew. We're hoping it's Josh Downs. No, it's someone big. It's got to be one. No, it's Drew Ogletree. Some people got him in rookie stuff, but nobody's playing him if they haven't cut him by now. So that's definitely a.
Surefire ways of a touchdown. I almost played him because I needed a tight end. All my tight ends are injured. It was either him or Pharaoh Brown, and I went with Pharaoh Brown.
That generally based upon targets, that was a better play. He was getting targeted.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Not points wise.
Ogletree has cross. I have cross paths with Ogletree a time or two.
Your team's really bad. Okay, let's go. 20-yard pass from Matthew Stafford. It must be the Twin Towers. Nope, not 10, not 17. Maybe it's 2-2. Nope, it's a blast from the past. Ben Skorlenik. 20-yard. I love that guy, but I don't have him on any teams anymore, and I doubt anybody else does. So that would make him a
Surefire ways of a touchdown.
last one. This was a weird play. Joe Burrow, they had offsides. So he keeps moving. Nobody's moving but Joe Burrow and like three other guys. Then people start moving. Then he throws a 2-yard touchdown pass to Andre Iosivas. Congratulations, Andre Iosivas. You, as well as Andrew Beck, now exist as humans in our world. I'm sure you're spectacular people, but you didn't help us this week. So that means that is a
Surefire ways of a touchdown, and I have no idea who that is.
okay. That's all I got. There were lots of them. I loved it.
All right, there's a lot of those. My final thoughts of the day. I couldn't remember what you typically called it.
Oh yeah,
but,
JJ Wayne, give us some wisdom to close out our day.
there you go. I could not remember what you said there. I was waiting for you to say it, but I jumped ahead. Yeah. So I'll make this real quick. I want to give my apologies to a football player I was kind of out on, but evidently they're like still the great RB they've been since the beginning. That's Alvin Kamara. I was out on this guy. Didn't think he was going to be that good. For me, I mean, he's been a RB1 literally his whole career since the day he came in. I just want to apologize to Alvin Kamara. You are still the RB1 in all the fantasy leagues. Sorry, I doubted you in any way. So as always, trust yourself and trust the process.